Hey guys, Joe from Cincinnati here, and I have with me this second round? Yeah, second round. So this is the second round of the Discord League Season 2 tournament. Uh, I'm going to be uploading all 7 games at the same time, I think. So this should be kind of a reframe from each of the videos, but it's a 7 round round robin. I was put in a pod with 7 other people, play each of them once, and top 2 go to the cup. 3rd and 4th place go to a playoff to get into the cup. So, here we go. I start my heap. I'm playing against the Great Westy, who's he's a pretty good player. He had a good preseason. I think he was playing Lion though, but he's playing Dragon now. Uh, my my mulligan for my Dynasty cards was Shuichi, um, Witch Hunter, Storehouse, and the Shrewd Yasuki. Now I'm looking at my cards and I have a reprieve in hand, so I kind of want to get a charge. I'm running 3 charges. I would kind of like to get a charge if I can. So I'm mulliganing. Yeah. So I mulliganed how many cards? I mulliganed just 1 card. Dumbass. Well, I drew a Mountain Does Not Fall, so that's fine. And he got a pretty low start. He has, a Neaton Adept, a Swordsmith, a Sepun Guardsman, which I'm surprised people still run that card. Granted, this was the beginning of December, so decks weren't as filled out yet. He buys that guy with 1 fate, the Swordsmith with 1 fate, and then he gets a Sepun Guardsman for one with no fate on him, which is fine to me, personally. Now I have to decide between Shuichi and a Witch Hunter. I know what I should do, but let's see what I actually do. Ugh, fucking Joe. I'm relying on the top deck, and I didn't get it. God, I can be so odd sometimes, and I know that I am a very patient player. I will pass early if it means I get the extra fate and I can live to play the next round. Especially considering he has a low bid here too, so he's probably not breaking anything. Especially since I have a skirmisher and I have a Mountain Does Not Fall. So I have a good chance of having a relatively good presence this round. Not sure why I would pass there, especially since there's a good chance he could have bought the Adept, although he didn't. So he starts with a military, what is it called? Military Earth. So I defend with the guy, and I do the Shrewd Yasuki, and look at that, I top deck a charge, which is just so Joe, right? That is such a Joe thing to do. And then I do the Fertile Fields to get a Way of the Crab. I already had a Way of the Crab, but now I have a second Way of the Crab. So now I charge. Do I charge? Do I? Yeah, I charge. I charge in the Witch Hunter, because there's nothing better than having a Witch Hunter for 3 fucking attacks. Or for 3 fucking conflicts. And then he immediately clouds the mind of the Witch Hunter, which is a bummer. But I'm winning now, so I have to decide, do I Mountain Does Not Fall? And I do. So I have a clouded Witch Hunter that he immediately clouds once I charged him in, but unless he is getting bowed by something, which I'm not sure what he'd be bowed by, he is participating in at least 2 conflicts this round. And I'm currently winning, and he just backs out. He's like, fine, you got it, which is fine with me because I get an extra fate for winning on Earth on defense. That's cool with me. So I trigger, get the free fate for winning Earth on defense. It's a shame I didn't have a keeper. But here you go. I think what I could do is I could play a skirmisher, but I just decide I would just Way the Crab, make him lose a 4 strength military guy. That way I can play a skirmisher and then get a free attack. Is that what I do? That's what I do. So Skirmisher, free attack, um, which I would think I would do Void. Yeah, Void, just to clear his board, uh, and I hit Night Raid, which is okay with me. You know, I can discard a Court Games, which is relatively. It's like Court Games is a weird card because it's like it falls right in between always useful and relatively low impact most of the time. You know what I mean? So it's like there's this like fine line with it where it can be useful, but you're never really afraid of it to the point where you want to keep it or you wanted mulligan for it or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't have a bonsai or anything like that to break the Night Raid, so I just have to pass. Um, and then he plays a reprieve on his Swordsmith, which is fine. That's fine. Still getting a reprieve out of his hand, making him pay a fate. So I resolve it to get rid of that void, to get rid of that ring, that thing there. Yeah. So I'm waiting for him to declare an attack. Now, whatever he declares, I can defend it. So since my guy is awesome like that, he declares a fire conflict, and I defend with the Witch Hunter. And then I just immediately do Stronghold so that I'm winning, forcing him to play a card. And he does. He plays an Ornate Fan. Which is fine. Win your conflict, get your fire ring. He honors his guy. Pass. So I know that he's now breaking. I don't think I can do anything about that, so I just have to pass. So he got a lot of what he needed that round. He had the Court Games, he had the 2 attachments for it, and he had the Stronghold all to break a province. And I can't really break a province at the moment. So I'm just going to go, between water and air. I don't get anything for water, so I just go air. And I hit a public forum, which, it doesn't bother me all that much because I wasn't breaking anyway, so it's basically a blank province. But I sure would have liked to have some sort of buff, just to break something. It just didn't happen this round, so I'm going to resolve it, take an honor from him, because why not put a little honor pressure on him? I was thinking about, should I reprieve this Witch Hunter, but it's a clouded Witch Hunter. I can do better with a reprieve. It's just a blank 4/2 essentially, and I can get better with a reprieve. So I flip a Magistrate and Shuichi, which is great considering what he's flopping is like a bunch of Niten Masters and Swordsmiths and shit. He does have Sumiko, but I got the favor that round, so she's just a 5 for 4/4/2, or maybe 1. I don't remember which. So he basically has to make the choice of buying a Sumiko blank, getting a Niten Master, or passing, and he just passes. So then I just decide, if I'm already missing the passing fate, I'll just buy the Storehouse and I get another charge, which is fine with me. I'll keep that in my pocket for next round. I draw a Rebuild, which is basically just a recycle card right now if I want it to be, or I can use it to bring back Karada District whenever I need it, which is great as well. You notice I put 1 fate on the Magistrate. That was because I didn't want to risk him passing first, and then, I couldn't Karada District. So I wanted to put 1 fate on the Magistrate, especially since, if you really want to do a Void Ring on my Magistrate, that's fine. You know what I mean? If that's really how you want to spend your money, go ahead and do it. He plays a Finger of Jade on his Niten Master, which I'm yeah, I will definitely take that shit right off your hands. Thank you for giving me Miramoto's Fury protection. And I think he says something like, "Oh, great, fucking asshole," something like that. So there are 2 options I can do here. I can do a Water Ring, stealthing the Swordsmith and then bowing the Swordsmith. Or I can do a Void Ring and take the fate off of the Niten Adept. Those are my 2 options. He says Parada District can go eat a bag. I think I do Water. Especially since, like, I get another Fate, so it's the only Fate on the board right now. So I can attack Night Raid and stealth the guy that is, would be bowed. That makes sense, right? So I pass. I think, like, I wanted to play the what is it called? The skirmisher, but I forgot to. So now I'm just going to do a political, and I can play the skirmisher afterwards if I need to. So I have political of 4, bowing that guy, or defending, stopping the swordsmith. He has 8 cards in hand, so the Finger of Jade protects me from Miyamoto's Fury, which is fantastic for me. And he does it anyway. And I was like, oh crap, that means he has 2. Like, shit, I better just pass. And yeah, he has the other one. Fucking ridiculous. But I'm still winning because I have the Favor. Haha, fucking Favor is ridiculous. Favor is king. So I win, but I don't break, I think, unless he has something else. I think that's what I do. Why am I looking at that card? What's my problem? What am I doing? Why? Joe, what the hell? Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was military. That was the problem. He says I can take it back, which is very nice of him. And then I pass. And then I bow this guy. And I pass. And I pass. And I pass. Pass. Okay. Then he plays his own skirmisher, which is cool. Cool beans, Doug. So he's going to attack with them. Probably stealthing my guy, really. What's he put on there? A Pathfinder's Blade. That card is so annoying, dude. It's like ridiculous. That card is so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. So, anyway. It's a crab card I can't play and is broken as hell. So he's going to declare something. We'll find out what. It's probably going to be military. Maybe void. Earth. Alright. So I can play my own skirmisher, which I do, in the conflict. Just so I can use the Shameful Display. He bonsais his dude. And I shameful my guy and his guy. Wait. What happened? Oh, he Pathfinder's Blade it. Damn it. Pathfinder's Blade. So good. So good. Then he plays an Ancestral Daisho, so he's currently breaking. Just barely. So I put a Katana on my guy, basically see if he has another buff in his hand of 2 cards. And I forgot about his Stronghold, but that's fine. He gets +1. Oh, God. It's not looking good for me right now. I don't have any real way of stopping this. I just Mountain does not fall my guy. And then he passes and he's going to win. Bonsai breaks. Bonsai is such a good card. So we pass, and he breaks. So it's not looking good. I have 2 breaks. He breaks 2 mine. I have not broken anything of his yet. And I lose the rebuild, which means that the Karateka District cannot come back, at least not right now. So now I have to decide, like, what do I want to do? So, the odds of him having... Stealth the guy, dude. Stop fucking around. There you go. The odds of him having, another Miyamoto's Fury are pretty low. Like, having 3 in the top 9, or, whatever many cards. So, I pass. he doesn't. He loses an honor. I break, and I remove the fate from his Neaten Master, which is great because now he's gonna have a clear board next round. And he has 4 honor left. So right now the honor victory is starting to become a possibility, but I need to mobilize if I'm going to do it. So he goes after with fire political there, and I just defend it because there's no reason not to. It basically wins me another ring, and I get to keep the favor, meaning Sumiko is a dead card again. And I have a pretty good board. So this is the thing with Crab, is that you just kind of, especially against Dragon, you kind of have to weather the storm a little bit. And he has to make a decision. Because I can just, yeah, he plays the, what is it called? What is it called? That. Otomo Courtier and then Neaten Adept. Now, I just play Jesus Christ. This game is really like a show of me being addicted to the first turn fate. So I get the Assassinate. So here's the crazy thing, is that I can really just grind his board to a halt because I have Policy Debate, I have Assassination, I have Way the Crab. So now it's just a matter of lining it up properly. So I put a Spyglass on Shuichi, giving him 4 politics. Pass. And now he's going to attack with something. He does a political air conflict. At rally. So I defend with Shuichi because it's my 3, his 3 to my 4, and I think that's how I defend. So I draw a card with that, which is another reprieve, which is great. I always love reprieves. Reprieves are where it's at. So now I have to decide, like, do I stronghold first or do I just do a Policy Debate? Because I don't want him playing any cards that can mess up my combo. So I'm kind of worried that if I don't play something, if I don't play it now, I kind of lose the opportunity. The downside is, you know, I can't guarantee that I'm going to win unless I bid 5. So I bid 4, thinking like he's at 6 honor, he's not going to bid very high. He might bid like 2 or 3 maybe to see if he can get it. So here we go. He bid 1, so I had to give him 3 honor. So he's back up to 9 honor, which means that the honor game, which was previously done, which was previously like an option for me, is no longer an option. And this also feeds into, as I said before, why I've removed Watch Commander from my deck. Because if I'm using Policy Debate and I'm bullying their hand, if I do a bully duel like that, and I'm bullying their hand to kind of gain control and gain information, I'm going to be giving honor away. And when I give honor away, that directly impedes the dishonor victory, obviously. So that's why I chose to do it this way. Now, the good news is that he doesn't have any way to stop the Assassinate Way the Crab combo. You see, he has Finger of Jade, he has Kitsuki's Method, he has Pathfinder's Blade, Ancestral Daisho, and Fine Katana. So I can remove the Finger of Jade, which means that he can't play it. Now, I don't know if he would as his next action. Like, you know, if he does Finger, if I were to remove like a Kitsuki's Method, if I chose to do that for some fucking reason, if I chose to do that, he could have played the Finger of Jade on the Otomo Courtier, which would have stopped the assassination. That's what he could have done. Now, Finger of Jade doesn't stop Way the Crab because Way the Crab doesn't target the character, it targets the player. So he couldn't have done it after I assassinated, but I can do it here. I discard his Finger of Jade, and then he says, uh-oh, because now he's seeing what's going to happen. He puts a Kitsuki's Method on him, and then he puts something else on him, which I'm not sure why he does this, because I would have thought that he would see it coming, but he didn't. So I assassinate that guy, and then I Way the Crab, lose my Heated Guardian, and he loses his Niten Master with 2 Fate and fucking all that shit on him. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. He has a clear board. He has 0 Fate. He just lost to Conflict, and I even apologized to him because that is a dirty play. Like, the Assassination Way of the Crab combo is so good, it wins games. I say sorry. He's like, no, you're not. So I'm just gonna do a military conflict here. Is that what I do? Yeah, I just do a military fire at Night Raid because I know what his hand is. It's just a bunch of attachments. So I know that I can just bonsai and just free break, or I could charge in that guy. That works too. Then I use the Vanguard Warrior to give the Magistrate another Fate after honoring Shuichi and getting a break. And I have two reprieves in hand and a bonsai, and he has a clear board. I keep those guys because they're great. Then I get a Kaio Envoy and a favorable ground. So I play the Kaio Envoy. And now he has to think, do I have the second Way of the Crab? So he plays his that guy. I play a Borderlands Defender, finally. I finally actually buy a character. And then he plays the Niten Master with 1 Fate, which is odd, because I'm going first, and I can just fucking do a Void Ring, but sure, I'll pass. I have 6 Fate, and this is where I'm talking about, I have conversations with people about how do I, like, people always say, like, Crab is an expensive clan, or they are very Fate hungry. How can you run Fertile Fields when Manicured Gardens provides Fate and things like that? I don't really have problems with Fate, because I have 6 Fate here, in a dominating board state. Like, I have reprieves, so this guy and this guy can both last, if I want them to. I think I would, like, since him playing against Dragon, I could just, like, put 1 on him, see if I can get the Let Go, and then put on another 1 on him if I need to. But if he doesn't, then I could just do the reprieve on, like, the Stoic Magistrate anyway. But, it's gotten to the point where it's like I have 6 Fate, I have a really good board state, I have at least 2 characters lasting into next round. I'm probably going to clear his board, so that's why I feel like Crab is not Fate hungry and why I can run Fertile Fields. So, I did pass very aggressively early on, and it cost me a couple provinces, but provinces are just resources. So just keep that in mind whenever you're talking about, how do you manage your resources. Province breaks until the 3rd and 4th one. The 3rd one is, a big deal. The 4th one is the only one that actually matters in the game, because a broken province is so similar to an unbroken province that they're practically identical, with a few exceptions, like the card leaves at the end of the round if you don't buy it. Like, those are really the only differences. And in fact, there are some provinces where you actually don't mind them breaking it all, like Route of the Cause. You kind of want them to break it, because then they have to explore your other provinces. Not in this case, because he broke Fertile Fields and Shameful before Rally, so I kind of don't want him to break Rally anymore. But under normal circumstances, letting Rally break is kind of like the ideal scenario, because it's a resource. You want to break it so they can move into your Shameful Display and your Fertile Fields and your Meditations on the Tau, etc. So, in terms of resource management, that's how I get Fate. Is like I'll sacrifice a province if I have to get Fate advantage, so that I can get a board state like this later in the game, where I'm kind of crushing my opponent in terms of board state. So, here we go. I put another Spyglass on Shuichi since... yeah. I put a Spyglass on the Borderlands Defender. I could have doubled up on Shuichi, because he's going to be participating in at least another conflict. Don't forget the stealth, dude. There you go. That's the one thing about Jigoku, is it's very easy to forget about covert. So I'm going to break this. Look at me, I'm cheating. I'm going to break his what is it called? Public Forum. He doesn't even defend. It's air, which I honestly think he should have defended. But I'll take an honor from him, and then he loses an honor for unopposed, so he's at 2 honor. So now it's 2 breaks to 2 breaks. He does a water conflict for some reason. I guess to bow the magistrate? I don't know. If he wants to bow the magistrate, that's fine. He attaches a sword. He attaches another sword. Still passing. Then he does that. Now I bonsai. Because I knew that he wanted to break. So I was waiting for him to dedicate a bunch of cards to breaking. And then I do that to prevent the break. So he's still not breaking, so I pass. And then he bonsais his own guy. So now he's breaking. He says, just let me break it, dang it. Now at the moment it's 13-8. He's about to bow the magistrate. Joe, come on, see it. He didn't see it. What I could have done was I could have just done that to move the magistrate in. And then, you know, I could have fucking done that. But I didn't. So what I do here is I'm just going to favorable in the magistrate. That gives me a bowed guy. It blanks his guy, and then I have the favorite for the 1. That's probably what I was thinking about doing. I still disagree with giving away a break in hindsight, but that's fine. I get the free fate. I reprieve that guy. He passes, so I just let it go. I didn't reprieve the magistrate, in case you were wondering, because I didn't want to reprieve the magistrate and then he like let go the reprieve on Shuichi, and then I lose Shuichi. I know it's kind of paranoid, but that was my thinking behind it. So he has 3 breaks. I have my 2 breaks, and his honor is like in the gutter at this point. It's a shame because I would have loved to. What am I trying to say here? Oh, I hate commentating on these games. Sorry. I would have loved to get a Void Ring that last round, but just circumstances did not allow it. His Water Ring was a good choice for that 1 round. I probably should have done something. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. But anyway, I have a dominating board state. I feel pretty fucking good about it right now. He has 6 fate, but you know, I have board state advantage, and I have Kasada and everything like that. So we'll see what happens with this. Let's see what he goes for. Waiting. So he's going pretty aggressively here. No. He kind of has to do air, right? Because if I can get an air ring off and then 1 other honor would end the game. So he's got to do air, is what I'm thinking at this moment, without remembering what's happening in this game. So he attacks 5 political, I defend with the Borderlands Defender and that guy, and I get a Watch Commander, which here I'm trying to play it, and I don't understand, like, the game's fucking up, it won't let me play it. And so I drag it over and add it to my character without realizing that it cost a fate that I didn't have. So he brings it up, and I say, like, oh fuck, you're right, I fucked that up. I cheated. I tried to cheat. That was my bad. But, you know, I don't think it really makes all that much a difference. Here we go. He's winning, but not breaking, which I'm like, fine. You know, get your 2 honor. I dishonored his guy with a court game, so I'm feeling okay about it. Now I do a void, stealthing that guy, going into, what is this? Feast or Famine. So Feast or Famine, not a great province to hit, honestly. Like not fantastic, because then his Neaten Master lasts for 2 more rounds when originally he'd be gone. So he just lets me break it, and I remove a fate from the Swordsmith just to clear his board out a little bit more. He stands his Neaten Master, but I think at this point I would be I would be very nervous if I were him to actually attack me. Because if I can withstand his attack, which Kasada kind of does all by himself, there'd be very little he could do about me stopping from breaking his stronghold. So he's trying to think, like, what do I do? Do I attack, or do I just sit back and defend? I think what he ends up doing, he has chosen to pass. Now I play my Haruma Skirmisher for the double stealth, and then the Wayfinder just to check, see what he's got there. And it is Rally to the Cause, which is fine with me, ultimately. You know, I think that since I'm getting unopposed because I have a double stealth, I think that I can still break it. Especially since I have a Court Games in hand. He says this is looking like GG. So I do an avoid, or I do a Earth Ring, and he switches it to political, but I still have 12 political strength because of the favor and because of the spyglasses and everything like that. So I still, because he was unable to defend it because I had double stealth on that with Shuichi and the Skirmisher, he just says GG. It was a very close game. I have not had 3 provinces broken against me in a long time at this point in the tournament. So that was a very close one. But he ended up giving me a fight, but I ended up winning in the end by breaks. I got him down to 3 honor. You know, the Watch Commander would have been helpful there, but I'm not sure. I still just feels relatively, I don't know. Watch Commander is a card that gives me a lot of heartache because I want to run it, but I don't want to run it at the same time. You know what I mean? So, anyway, take that for what you will. That was the second game, so I'm now 2-0 in the Discord League. I'll see you in the next round.